Welcome to Geektionary. My name's Corey Hales, and this is the geekiest podcast you'll probably ever hear, where I will try to teach you, along with my friends, about the nerdier things in life. Let's talk about it.
Oh, Jesus, of course, right when I press record, I start to yawn. But, yeah.
This is, Mario-Kart. I wish I'd closed that door. Oh well. Do you mind?
Yes,
Thanks.
I will close that door.
Thank you, sir. So yes, this is Mario Kart. I'm here with Paul. Last time we talked with him, it was about Indiana Jones. And yeah, so Mario Kart. The first one was for Super Nintendo back in 1992.
It sure was.
Yeah, I just replayed that last night, and I'd completely forgotten that everything on it is completely flat. Like, the coins are just flat parts of the road that you drive over top of, and
Yep.
the question mark boxes are just flat. Well, they're always flat. They're always stuff you just drive over, but yeah.
Well, like the ones in the Wii and stuff now, they're actually like 3D boxes.
Yeah.
But for the classic, yeah, that was just basic.
Mhm.
Basic.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten that Donkey Kong Jr. was ever in any of them. I always thought it was like just Donkey Kong.
Well, there's Diddy Kong, right?
Not in the first one.
Well, no. I'm not in the first one.
Yeah.
There's a Donkey Kong Jr.?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The original Donkey Kong game with him like being angry at the top of girders and shit.
Yes.
Then there was Donkey Kong Jr. where he was angry at the top of ropes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's Nintendo games are weird to explain.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a little puppy in here. They're not really sure what to do with herself.
Go. Happy go. Go downstairs.
There she goes. Yeah, so when was the last time you played any of the Mario Karts? Do you know?
Just last week.
Oh yeah, that's on your Wii though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the classics, a couple years at least.
Yeah, it's such an awesome game series, and at the same time, like there's only been 9 games, which for Nintendo that's not much.
Yeah, well, it's the type of game you can play over and over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't get sick. There's definitely good gameplay in that. It's not like you beat it and then you're like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah. I think a big reason of that is because of the versus matches.
Yes.
And the battle ones, I mean, specifically.
Yeah, battle's fun. I wasn't really a huge battle fan. I was more of just like a Grand Prix.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the Wii now, it's like the big 16-person Grand Prix.
Yeah. It's do they have more than just because the original had Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, and Star Cup.
Yeah.
And then you unlocked Special Cup, but
there's Leaf.
Yeah.
There's Banana.
Yeah,
Right.
there's Leaf, Banana, Shell, and Lightning.
Yes.
I don't know if those are in all the games, like after Super. I mean, not the Nintendo 64 one, but
Well, the Wii has 8 different cups.
okay.
Right? So they have the 4 original ones.
Yeah.
And then the 4 new ones you just stated.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing is like even the original Super Nintendo one that comes to about 12 courses that you ride on,
Yes.
and like not including the Special Cup, was so 16. That's still a lot for a Super Nintendo game.
Oh, that's huge for
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
I'm just glad that they keep on adding more and more, like making the whole game that much bigger. It's
Yeah. Well, like, I know I keep talking about the Wii version, but they keep adding... Well, they add things from, like, GameCube and, like, DS and, like, all those games that had versions of Mario Kart. They just combine them all onto the Wii.
Yeah.
So you get to experience everything.
Yeah. Like I said, there's been only 9 games, 4 of which were for console, like Super Nintendo 64, Wii. I think GameCube as well had one.
Yep.
And then there was 3 portable, all for DS, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And then 2 arcade ones, which I've never seen.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, though. I'd love to play that in an arcade.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Where you actually get to sit in a car.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And one thing, what was I going to say? Did original Game Boy ever have one?
I don't think so, because, the Super Nintendo was so far more advanced than the original Game Boy.
Yeah.
Maybe Game Boy Advance had one?
I think so. Like one with like a bigger screen at least and a little more graphics. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
excuse me, had a smokie that Paul recommended to me from 7-Eleven, which was the bacon white cheddar smokie. Is that what it was? Yeah, it's not bad.
I loved it. Corey, not so much.
You burp and you immediately are flashing back every time.
Well, speaking of burping, Corey and I were just at London Drugs, and I burped. Like, I didn't say excuse me.
It's a very quiet burp.
I just wanted to be discreet about it. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, do you smell that? It's like, it smells like meat.
Which was weird, because I was looking at the Cliff Bars, and I was like, clearly something has gone horribly wrong.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. What if they made energy bars with meat in them?
Oh, so gross.
That'd be so sick.
Like steak in a bar. Like, it's like no.
Unless... Anyways, one of the things I've always liked about Mario Kart and any type of less realistic racing game is that so many of them have the upgrades and stuff, like the weapons, all that type of thing.
Yeah.
I had one for the 360. It's made in the last 5 years. I can't remember what it's called. I think Blur. It was you used real cars. The racing was more realistic, but you could still get like drop mines and shoot missiles and stuff like that.
I remember that. I remember the commercials for it.
Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah.
The problem was that you're playing it and you're doing well, and it had suddenly the learning curve just takes a huge turn, and you're racing in cars that aren't half as fast as the slowest ones, and you're not getting the right pickups, and it's frustrating. So fucking Mario Kart was like the first one to do it, and probably still does it the best.
I think nothing will top that, and I'm actually really looking forward to the new Wii-u. Like the new Mario Kart version of the Wii-u.
I haven't seen any videos or anything.
Me neither. Like I'm in the dark. Like I want to see it.
You just know that it'll be good because it's fucking Mario Kart. Yeah. Did you see the Zombie-U game for Wii U?
I've heard of it. My friend Chad, he's getting a Wii U, and he said that's the first game he's going to play.
It looks awesome, but one thing I have an issue with the Wii U is it makes games. It gives them a false level of difficulty. You know what I mean? So the game itself might be tough, but then the fact that you have to look down at your controller and start doing things, not looking at the main screen.
Yeah.
Like that's not necessarily bad. Like maybe it'll work really well, but it makes it seem like if zombies are attacking you and then you have to suddenly look down away from them.
Distracted playing.
Yeah. It's
should get a ticket for that.
Yeah, the thing is though, is like when we watch TV and stuff, we're all looking at our iPhones.
Yeah, I know.
None of us are looking at the screen, and then just every now and then one of us will say, "Oh shit," and everyone looks up. And
me and you are both on our phones. Christy's doing her nails. It's like we can't even. It's like I'm wondering, is anyone paying attention?
Yeah. Like, and the thing is, we're all done. We like the show, the episode of whatever it is we're watching will finish. We'll all just kind of stop, look at the credits. That was good. It sounded good. Yeah. But getting back to the items and stuff, I made a list of the items that have been in pretty much all of the games. So obviously, can you put what comes to mind when you think of that?
Well, it's just like the obviously the green shell, red shell.
Yep.
I like the addition of the 3 spinning shells around you.
Yeah. Little shield type thing.
One thing I really like about just if you're in the lead, if you're winning the race, and you get green shells and bananas, you can use that as defense against a red shell.
Yeah, that was something in Super Nintendo. You could carry 2 things, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can carry 2 things. Couldn't you carry something behind you and then something in store or whatever, or something?
Exactly. You'd hold down the weapon attack button.
Yeah, it's like Tetris.
Prepped. Yeah,
it's like you're saving the big long block, right?
Yeah.
Like...
So green shell, red shell, banana peel, obviously.
Yeah.
The blue shell, also the spiny shell. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one was awesome. But just in case someone listening to this actually doesn't know what they are, obviously banana peel, you hit it, you spin out. Green shell would just fire straight and start bouncing off of things. Red shell would home in on the next person in front of you.
Yeah.
In the Mario Kart 64, if you shot it when you were in first, it would go forward and fly right back at you?
It might have been in that game.
Yeah.
In every other game, it just kind of just goes, and it eventually it'll hit a wall.
Yeah.
And then it'll just blow up on its own.
Yeah.
But
the blue/spiny shell was the one that would find the person in first and take them out.
Yeah.
Which could completely break the person.
Yeah, that's what I notice is the blue shell, like you have to have a large enough lead, because usually what I've found is that if you have a large enough lead, or if you have somewhat like an average lead, shit starts to happen.
Yeah.
And you start to get hit with red shells and lightning bolts blue shells. Things usually happen in threes, and that just absolutely just zaps your lead, and then all the work you've done is gone.
Yeah. That's one thing about Mario Kart. Like, you can be in first for the entire race. One thing goes wrong and you're completely fucked.
Yep.
Which...
Usually it's right at the end of the race, too. So, like, right on the last corner, or the last third of the last lap.
Yeah.
And you just get smoked, you just get owned, and then everyone passes you, and you come in fifth.
And the fury.
Yeah. So you spent this whole time racing to get, 5 points instead of 15.
It fucks up your entire Grand Prix thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Other items would be the Starman, which... You know what I mean when I say Starman. Did you ever call it Starman?
I just call it Star Power.
Yeah, I call it the Star.
The Star, yeah. Hey, look,
or
I got a star.
Superstar,
Sweet.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you try and run into as many people as you can on the way.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That's just... Oh, people get so angry because it's one thing to be hit by a shell, but to be hit by, an actual other player...
Yeah.
Makes it seem so much more insulting.
Speaking of the Star, one of the worst things you could do is... On the Wii, is on some of the tracks...
Yeah.
Where you go into a transport thing and it kind of zooms you to the next part.
Yeah.
Do you remember Rainbow Road, for instance?
Oh yeah.
Where it sends you into that circling star thing and it sends you into warp speed and then you land again and you're back on the track.
Yeah.
Using your star right before that, because as soon as you're zooming, you still have that star going.
Yeah.
But there's no point. As soon as you get out of it, the star's gone.
Yeah. It's all about timing.
It's just a waste.
Yeah. You mentioned the lightning bolt. That thing shrinks everybody. Mushrooms, a boost to speed. Boo. I completely forgot about Boo with Ghost,
Then the Wii doesn't have that.
Really?
Well, at least when I play one player, Grand Prix, one player versus, I've yet to get a Boo. You can't steal. But I think if you're playing two-player, I think it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But,
Boo will let you steal, and sometimes I think it also makes you invisible and invincible for a short amount of time.
Yeah, it does, for that short amount of time.
Yeah. And that can be...
Yes.
It's weird, you're playing and suddenly see something just picking up coins. Especially,
In the original games, in the SNES, at any point, did you get an oil slick? Could you spurt out oil?
No.
Or was there just oil on the track randomly?
I think there's just oil on the track randomly. I know, I did hit an oil patch.
Yeah.
I had no idea where it came from.
Yeah.
And, I lost the match because of that fucking oil patch.
What? Why are you calling it a match?
Because it's a match. Leave me alone. I don't know, there's other people we were matching off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fake item box. Pretty self-explanatory. And there are two ones that it listed which I don't... doesn't seem familiar to me. You've played the Wii one more at the very least, more recent than I have. One's the bomb.
Oh, where you can either... Yeah, you get a bomb, you can throw it ahead of you.
Yeah.
If you throw it ahead of you, it just... couple seconds go by, then it blows up.
Yeah.
But if you drop it right behind you, and you leave it for people behind you, it'll blow up right away.
Okay.
Within a second.
If there's a whole bunch of dudes behind you.
Yeah, say you're in second or whatever, you're chasing, and there's third, fourth, and fifth right behind you.
Yeah.
Just drop a bomb behind you, they'll all blow up.
That's awesome.
There you go, there's your lead.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And this last one I've never seen. I know for a fact, it's Bullet Bill.
Yeah.
Where you turn into a bullet and shoot
usually,
forward a bunch.
Yeah, you usually get it if you're in the last kind of half of the group. If you're struggling, or say you got smoked by a bunch of things and you're in, or you fell off into lava or whatever, and you're stuck, and then usually your first box will be a star or a bullet bill,
or maybe a mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like the infinite mushrooms or whatever, where you can keep randomly just hitting it.
Oh yeah.
And also another one was you can make you big.
Oh,
Like, that was awesome. I love it.
Kind of a reverse lightning bolt.
Yeah, because you can run over people.
Yeah.
And you can run over things.
Oh,
like,
good.
you can hit a chain chomp, and it'll blow up the chain chomp.
Like, permanently?
No,
okay.
not, like, I think for that lap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still fucking handy. That's cool.
And also, for the fake item box.
Yeah.
You can't use it as defense.
Okay.
You can drop it, sure, that's fine. And if someone's behind you, right behind you, and you drop it, they'll hit it.
Yeah.
But if they shoot something at you and it hits you, and you're using that for defense, you'll get hit.
Yeah. Like if you're holding a shell behind you, the other shell would hit the shell.
Yes.
Nullify them both. But yeah, the random item box was something I was for some reason extremely dumb with.
Yeah.
I would just get excited. It's like, finally I have something to attack and drop it right behind me, regardless of whether there's any item boxes around.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're driving and say, an item box in the middle of nowhere all by itself, that's not suspicious at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were main modes of the game that have pretty much stayed the same throughout. Grand Prix, we mentioned. You do it Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, Star Cup, different matches and different speeds.
Yeah.
And
also mirror mode, too.
That could make some levels so much more difficult.
It really is, because if you're playing the game and you play levels over and over again, you get used to it, right?
Yeah.
You get a certain, I got to turn right now. I got to turn left. Now it's opposite. Now you got to kind of retrain your brain.
And the thing is like, when you put it like that, it sounds super simple. It's just like, okay, at this point I turn right, then I turn left. That sounds like...
Yeah.
And then backwards, okay, now I turn left, then right. And it sounds like... whoopty shit.
Yeah.
But it really fucks you up because they'll be like, especially if there's a part where you have to take a jump.
Yeah. Because
then your brain's just like, this is not making sense. I don't remember any of this happening before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like driving in Canada.
Yeah.
And then you go and drive in the UK. Like, you're driving the other side of the road.
Yeah.
You got to kind of rethink it. You got to retrain your brain.
Yeah. It's just small little changes that completely fuck you up.
Yep.
Then the next would be time trial. Obviously, that's, by yourself.
You're chasing a ghost.
Yeah, of yourself from a previous road. Versus, just one-on-one, you and another player. And, of course, battle, which we mentioned before, which you're put in sort of, not a race track, but an arena, and you're driving around and just trying to kill the other dude. They have balloons on there. I love that. The
worst was the one that had no walls, like you're on top of a building and you can fall off.
It's just like a big flat nothing.
Yeah. I like the ones with walls where it's just like you go up a level kind of thing. You remember with all like the yellow, blue, red, green?
Every time, like leading up to this podcast, I've been talking to people about Mario Kart, and everyone brings up that one level. Yeah. Because it was the best level.
Oh yeah,
it was just 4 big cubes with ramps leading up them, and then just a road in between each one.
Yeah.
So it got fucking terrifying. Like, you'd be on top of the thing, firing off as many green shells as you can, and then you'd run out of items and you couldn't pick up any more, and you'd have to leave the safety of your cube.
You have to go down. Yeah.
And it's so scary. There's just shells flying everywhere, banana peels everywhere.
Yep.
Absolutely horrifying.
Yep.
Yeah, did you... I mentioned when we went to London Drugs, I was talking about this a bit. I found Mario Kart to be the first game where you kind of, like, as a kid, like, you had to think sort of tactically, because the characters, it's not just, okay, Mario's in a go-kart and Bowser's in a go-kart, and therefore they are both exactly the same.
Yeah.
Different characters were better at different things. Like, going with Super Nintendo, Mario and Luigi were both pretty much average.
I think for every game, every
Mario
Kart, it's Mario and Luigi are always average.
Yeah.
Mario's a bit better than Luigi.
Because that's just the way Luigi is.
Exactly.
Luigi's a bit of a fucker.
Yeah. I personally, I use Luigi every once in a while. Yeah. Just to kind of mix it up.
Yeah, make him feel better.
Yeah, exactly. But I was always a big Koopa Troopa fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as Dry Bones came in, I was like, okay, cool, something new. Dry Bones. But I find him a little slow.
He probably is. Yeah, but with the way it would go would be Mario and Luigi, both kind of average. Princess Peach and Yoshi would be faster than everyone, but their turning wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Toad and Koopa Troopa, better turning, a little slower, and then Bowser and Donkey Kong, much slower, but you could ram through other dudes.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Toad. Like, if you hit anything, you spin out.
Yeah. You're just a little wuss.
Yeah.
And, throughout the 9 games, I looked up how many characters there were. There have been 39 characters throughout all the games, which that's almost like introducing 10 for each console game. Yeah. Which is a healthy amount.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, some of them I don't even remember. Like,
yeah, I haven't played half of these characters, but the list is first it's Baby Daisy, Baby Luigi, Baby Mario, and Baby Peach, which baby versions of those characters. Like, you remember who Daisy is, right?
Yep.
Luigi's version of Peach, who has an eyeball in the back of her head. Okay, so there was I don't remember. It might have been Luigi's Mansion. I think it was. I don't know. Some game with Luigi and Daisy. Might have been Mario Kart, actually. But if the camera zooms into the back of Daisy's head, for some reason, there's an eye underneath her hair. Really? On her character model. Yeah, and so that's kind of become canon. Well, it's not something that's ever mentioned.
I think, like, well, if you win with her and stuff, and it kind of, like, it has that guy circling around you with the flag, with, like, the checkered flag.
Yeah.
So then I think you can probably see, like, the back of her head. Like, I didn't even notice that. Yeah. I've never used her as a character.
Because who gives a shit about Daisy?
Exactly. Like, who would you choose, Yoshi or Daisy?
Yoshi.
There you go. Yeah. It's like, I was a big Yoshi fan too. Yeah. Like, I liked him. He's kind of average though. He's in the Mario category.
Yeah, a little bit faster, a little bit weaker, but like that's
Who do you think the best character is?
Let me look at my list. I almost always played as either Yoshi or Donkey Kong. But given all the characters, Wario. Wario was my character, definitely.
Wario?
Yeah. Wario was... It's me! I'm gonna win!
My friend that I play with, Chad, I mentioned him before.
Yeah.
He's one of the only guys I really play Wii with, like the Mario Kart. But he always uses King Boo. And if someone else wants to use him... Yeah. He gets angry.
Oh,
like he's one of those guys that if it's it needs to be his way, or no way, and he's pretty damn good at that game because he's a tech savvy video game kind of guy.
Yeah,
and every time I beat him, he would just get this sourpuss look on his face, like he's so competitive.
Jesus,
he's the type of guy that would reach over and shake your controller and try to get out of your hand because you're beating him.
So he was a prick, is what he was.
Yeah, exactly, and. Just his way of communicating to you was to tell you how much of a piece of shit you are at the game.
Because you're beating him.
Even though I just kicked his ass, I just beat him, he's going to find a way to belittle me or find a way to critique my game style.
Yeah, let me give an example. Tell me if this is right. You'd win... And he'd say, like, the only reason you won was because you played with this character.
Yes.
Like, fuck you.
Or the only reason you won is because I got fucked over by a blue shell.
Like, that's not an argument.
No.
It's a game.
It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
It's a part of the game. And the thing is with Chad is that he doesn't realize he's doing it.
Okay.
And it's just his way of doing things.
Yeah.
Like, he'll tell you, like, for example, we were playing a poker tournament. And I got busted out.
Yeah.
And immediately he was like, Paul, you owe $15. Like right away. Like I just had the knife stuck in me. Like I'm dead. Like I'm out of the tournament. And immediately just reminding me, Paul, you owe money now. Like come on. Like filter? No?
He's like a rule Nazi kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is Chad. And like I don't know. Like, I like playing video games with him. He's a guy I play with. Sure, cool.
Yeah.
I just don't like him as a person too much. And I really hope he doesn't listen to your podcast.
I get maybe 60 listeners an episode. Yeah. So I don't think Chad will be one of them.
I can handle Chad in doses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like,
but, I know what you mean. I can be that guy, but it really depends on the game. Most of the time I don't give a shit, but in the podcast coming up for the letter P, I'll be talking to my friend Tony about Portal, and Tony, for some reason, is unlucky enough to be the person that I play that game with. If we do the multiplayer thing where it's cooperative puzzles and stuff, I am so abusive. I am just a horrible person. And I don't understand why, but bringing it back to Mario and that weird competitiveness and all that stuff about characters, Mario in Super Smash Brothers, again, average, but Super Smash Brothers, that whole series is one of the most frustrating games to me, because, like you said, with Mario Kart, some people will have their characters, and they only play that character, and so, like, it's one thing to be good with a character in Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers, but if you're only playing that character, in my mind, you're kind of defeating the purpose.
Yeah.
You're not playing for fun, you're playing to win.
I like to switch it up.
Yeah.
If I start to use the same character over and over again,
mm-hmm.
I kind of go stir crazy. Like,
you get bored.
I get bored. That's why every once in a while I use Luigi.
Yeah.
Or Yoshi. Or, like, for some reason, like, I like using Dry Bowser every once in a while.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Yeah, and, Super Smash Brothers is a game I'm not particularly good at because I haven't picked a character and then stuck with them.
Yeah.
And, it's almost always Link that people will play as.
Okay.
And just beat the shit out of everybody. Link is a character who's technically good. You need to be good with the buttons installed. All that sounds so stupid, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a bit more skill to be good with Link.
No, I know what you mean.
But to me, that's still just the same as picking up... I'm going to pick this character and only play this character. If you can play multiple characters and kick everyone's ass anyway... That's, to me, better.
Exactly. Like, you're showing versatility. You're not just like, you're not a one-trick pony.
Yeah. And the thing is with Super Smash Brothers, if you compare it to almost any other fighting game, like, let's just pick Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, you usually pick a character and get good with them.
Either Ken or Ryu was mine.
Dulcine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff.
But yeah, and those need a bit more skill, because those are more technical fighting games, you know?
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Moving on with the characters, Birdo, you know who that is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the fucking...
He, like, shoots eggs out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Or her mouth, or whatever.
It's a hermaphrodite, actually.
Really?
Yep, that's a guy that just, like, puts a bow on his head and likes to pretend he's a girl.
All right.
That's, they've gone back and said, no, that's not the case, because, you know, he was first shown in Super Mario 2, I think. Which was a weird game as it was.
Yes, I remember that. I remember
the first real boss.
What really, or was he one of the guys where he's like, where you know the guys that throw the axes that spin and stuff, like they're hopping around on top of like where you're going through the level and like there's a what you call it, a platform up top where they're standing, and then there's platforms below.
The Hammer Brothers.
Like, was Birdo one of those?
No,
or was Birdo was a legit enemy?
Birdo was a legit enemy who sort of became a good guy as the Nintendo world progressed.
Is Birdo related to Yoshi?
No, different species.
Well, I just thought
it's a dinosaur. It is a dinosaur too.
They have the egg.
Yeah, but no, with I think it was that one Mario game with Baby Mario and all the colored Yoshis and stuff.
Yes,
you found out. Well, Yoshi's not just one single freaky dinosaur. There's a whole species.
Really?
And Birdo just looks different because he's got the giant hole in his face.
Was it 64 that had Yoshi Island in it? Or I remember.
Was that the one with the SNES bazooka?
Yes.
That was for SNES. Yeah.
That was Superscope.
Yeah. Yes, the Superscope.
I had a Superscope.
Really?
I had like where you shoot the moles with like the.
Was the Superscope good? It looked awesome.
It was really good. I only had a couple games for it though.
Okay.
It was one of those things where like, oh hey, sweet, we got Superscope. Oh, this sucks now. Like it gets boring after a while.
Like the light gun.
Yeah.
You use that for duck hunting, nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like it got kind of boring. Like there was a game where it's like you're shooting missiles.
Yeah.
Like I remember that, but no, it definitely lost its shock value after like a week.
Yeah, just like I can play this game or this game and nothing else.
Yeah. Well, like back in the day, like back when I had the Superscope, I had one game. For some reason, it was just the most random game. It was what was it? College basketball, where it was one of those games where you're doing your play, whatever. Say you score a basket.
Yeah.
It takes the time to rotate like the court. So now it's going in the other direction.
Oh,
so,
wow.
So it actually paused. So it would pause the guy like kind of midway through a dribble.
Oh, wow, yeah.
To switch it around.
I remember seeing that for the first time, too.
But I do remember I found a loophole. I found a glitch in it. There was one guy for the Clemson, I think the Tigers was their name or something, where they had a big paw as their logo. But one of their guys was, every single time I shot a 3-pointer with him, it would go in.
Every time.
Every single time.
Sweet.
He didn't miss a single 3-pointer all season.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to win a game, just throw it to him. And he could shoot from the other end of the court.
Yeah.
And get it in. Every time.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. That was a random tangent.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like, that back in the day, like, those were the type of games. Like Superscope, where it was, like, really, really glitchy and really, like, kind of 16-bit or whatever it is.
Yeah, 16-bit. Yeah. Or was it 32? Because, yeah, it's 32-bit eventually.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo 64. And so, yeah.
Yes.
I remember after 64 came out and the rumor started circulating about the next Nintendo thing, everyone immediately thought, oh, it'll be the Nintendo 128. Or like the Xbox 360. It's like, no, it's going to be the Xbox 720, which might be, well, PS1 to PS2 to PS3.
Is there going to be a PS4?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're working on it.
Okay, good. What about like the PS Vita? Remember, like, is like another handheld thing?
Yeah, it involves, like, on the back, I think there's a touchpad that you have to use for certain games.
Huh.
Yeah. Other characters in Mario Kart. This one really surprised me. Blinky, one of the ghosts from Pac-Man.
Oh, was that the one where it's like you... okay, no. I was thinking of it just like the ghosts in the ghost houses, where like you look at them then they cover their eyes.
That's Boo. That's just Boo. Yeah. No, this is... I saw the name and I had to look it up and I was surprised because... Yeah, later on, there's Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man in some Nintendo Mario Kart game.
I want to find that out because I don't remember that.
Neither.
But obviously you did the research.
Yeah,
so like it's.
Like I said though, there's only been the 4 console games, then 3 portable and 2 arcade. I think I've played at least each of the console games once. Never played a portable. Never played arcade.
Yeah.
So Bowser, obviously Bowser Jr. Colored Yoshis, which I assume would be exactly the same as any other Yoshi.
Yeah. You forgot about Dry Bowser.
Yeah, he's coming up. This is alphabetical.
I'm sorry.
Don't you dare. Princess Daisy. And, everyone. Yeah, we already discussed Daisy. Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., Dry Bones and Dry Bowser. Funky Kong, which...
Yes, with the bandana.
Yeah, and the shades.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Funky Kong.
Yeah, man. Like, where the hell did he come? I remember him from Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, but he wasn't special enough to be a character in this game.
Was he the guy with the surfboard?
Yes, he flew the plane.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever see the god-awful cartoon that they made?
Uh-huh.
That was terrible. Every episode had a song.
Kind of wish I hadn't.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, it was bad. After Funky Kong was something called Honey Queen, which is apparently in Super Mario Galaxy.
Yes. I just played Galaxy like a little while ago, and I do remember that.
Yeah? Some giant bee.
Yes.
Yeah. King Boo, Paratroopa, and Koopa Troopa. Lakitu, which I love. I went to a costume party dressed as Lakitu, but it was the shittiest costume. I had a white t-shirt, and I found these black Velcro tape things, and made the smiley face, the pixelated smiley face on the white t-shirt.
Yeah.
Wore a blue hoodie to represent the sky.
Okay.
Had a neck pillow and a little cat fishing pole thing.
Oh, that's who that is.
Sticking out of the neck pillow, and hanging from that, I made a little box with the 3 lights, and on the back, Final Lap.
Oh, that's cool.
It looked super ghetto, but everyone knew exactly who I was.
Is he also the guy that throws those red spiked guys that you can't step on, obviously?
Exactly,
You have to shell them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lakitu as
I didn't know his name was Lakitu.
I know.
How did you find that out?
I've known that for years. Because you remember when new video games would come with a book, and the book was more than just press A to jump?
Yeah.
Like, it actually gave a story.
Oh, okay.
Some of the old Nintendo ones would be like, this is Lakitu. He enjoys strawberry sodas. He
enjoys flying in clouds.
That was the best thing about Nintendo books, because they gave this weird character history, which is like, why are you telling me this? Like like with Birdo, that's how I knew he was a guy that wanted to be a girl.
Really?
Yeah, not a hermaphrodite.
Transgendered.
Transgender, yeah. Yeah.
Chicks with dicks. I'm sorry.
That really threw me off. Luigi and Mario. I always feel bad for Luigi. Mamechi, one of the Tamagotchis, was in a fucking shit.
Was the Tamagotchi those little eggs you took care of?
Yeah, Tanner or Jocelyn, one of my cousins, they lent me their Tamagotchi to look at. They went off and did something and I accidentally killed it.
Yeah.
I never brought it up and they never brought it up. They knew, obviously it was me, but
yeah.
I was so ashamed. I was like, I've murdered your pet.
I had one of those. I think one of my like Asian friends. I'm from Vancouver, so like it's an Asian population, and a bunch of my Asian friends had them, and like was one of his old ones or something, and he gave it to me, and like it was dead within like a couple hours.
Of course,
like I didn't know what to do.
There's Metal Mario, which to me seems like, why would you have that? It's it's like giving Tanuki Suit Mario his own car. You remember when he would dress up as the raccoon and could turn into a statue and fly?
Yes.
That's the Tanuki suit.
Really?
Yeah, Tanuki is apparently like a raccoon demon or something in Japan.
Wow.
I know. I've done weird
dark inner stories. Like, this hermaphrodite or like transgendered, like a demon.
Dinosaur thing. Yeah. You can apparently play as your Mii in one of the Wii.
You can. In the Wii, you can play as your Mii. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
That's dumb.
Whenever I play online, I play people online.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that use their Mii characters. And speaking of online, I remember like every single time there's always at least one or two people that cheat. Where they make their cards super fast. Because you can either make it super fast or normal.
Yeah.
Like, so they cheat and they add like the code or whatever and they cheat, make it super fast, and they finish the lap. Like, they're done the race.
And they're lapping.
When I'm on my second lap.
That's
like, kind of thing.
up.
It's like, that's just why? Like, what are you doing? Like, and now you're making everyone else race for like third.
Yeah.
Like
what do you gain from this?
Stupid.
Do you get points? Can you use the points towards stuff?
Yeah, you get points, and it's just, it ups your ranking, like your rank, like, and it makes it so you can go against people that are better, right? Like, I just don't get the whole cheating thing. I play Mario Kart to have fun, not to like screw people over.
You know the good kind of cheats? Big head mode kind of cheats.
Yeah, no, I remember that NBA Jam.
Yeah,
playing NBA Jam with like the big head.
Yeah.
Speaking of NBA Jam, I actually skipped school in elementary school to go buy it, and then I ended up going home because my mom was at work.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever, nobody's home. I just skipped school, went and bought NBA Jam, and just played it.
I've never skipped school to buy a video game, so in that respect, you beat me in terms of geekiness.
It was the day that it came out, and I'm like, I don't really want to be at school right now. I want to play NBA Jam.
Actually, I wonder, would that make you the winner in terms of geekiness, or would it make me? Because it's like, I can't skip school. I need to learn about things.
Well, like
that's a tough question.
That is a tough question, because like, whatever, like, I guess you'd be more geeky because you're willing to put school before video games.
Yeah.
Right?
But then again, like, skipping school to just like sit in front of a TV and fiddle around,
Can't buy a bucket. Puts up a brick.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, shit.
It's NBA Jam.
Yeah, jeez.
He's on fire.
Yeah, and then you'd throw the ball and it would be on fire.
Yeah. Boom, shakalaka. You can like dunk from like the free throw line dunk from half.
Was that still who's the guy that Tenacious D, the band?
Yes.
They got it from that one basketball announcer who bit a hooker on the back.
Oh, Marv Albert.
Yeah, was he the voice in the NBA Jam?
Yes, I think he was.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
He was. He is the best simply because with Tenacious D,
I remember that. Like,
it's such a good voice for sports specifically.
Did you say he bit a hooker on the back?
Yeah, he did. He, he was involved in a court case where he bit a hooker. I'm gonna bite this hooker on the back, just like
What's with famous people
doing
getting involved with
stupid
hookers? Seriously,
I don't know.
if you're famous, you can get any chick in the world, really. Like honestly, like why would you? It's just like the ShamWow guy.
Maybe they want to feel like a normal person.
Or it's like Eddie Murphy, like when he went and like had like a
with the tranny.
Yeah, with the tranny in the back of the car, like
transgender, whatever.
That just boggles my mind. Yep. Hugh Grant, and there was one other one. Trying to remember. I think Hugh Grant was the one I'm trying to remember.
Probably with the black prostitute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everyone was outraged. Like, how dare you, Hugh Grant, desire sex?
I remember like one movie my mom had, and like I was a kid, so obviously like I'm curious, right? Like I want to see some tits and ass or whatever. But there was a movie.
Turned to Hugh Grant.
No. There was a movie called White Palace.
Okay.
Where it was him and Susan Sarandon. Right. And there was a bunch of boobs shown in that movie.
All over the place.
I remember watching it, and I had it. It was a VHS tape, and I had it fast forward right to that spot of like just there was a couple scenes in the movie. There's only a couple of them, and there was just like a sex scene, and I left it paused, or I'd left it at that part of the tape, and then when my mom went to go watch it again, she was wondering why it was
always
stopped.
On that.
It was
spot.
Always on that porn part. And, like, it was funny. Like it was just.
The thing is, like I've had similar experiences, multiple ones. I'm not going to go into detail because we're running a bit low on time. But kids today don't have to do that, especially with DVDs.
No, I know with DVDs.
It's just bam, you put in the DVD again, you start it up
select
again.
a scene.
Yep, right up at the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, time's running a bit low. So the rest of the characters, I mentioned Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Petey Piranha, a piranha plant.
Oh, okay.
Princess Peach, Rob, R-O-B. There was this for I think the original Nintendo. You could get a robot that you'd hook into the NES, and I don't know what exactly you would do with it beyond that.
I don't remember that at all.
I do. I remember wanting it so bad, and like looking back, there's no point to have it other than the fact that you have a crappy robot.
Yeah.
Then there is Rosalina, which you knew about and I didn't, because again, Super Mario Galaxy, which I've never played.
Yep.
And Shy Guy, Toad, Toadette, Waluigi, Wario, Wiggler, the caterpillar, and Yoshi.
Waluigi was one of my favorites.
He's good.
Actually, to tell you the truth,
good.
If I really needed a character to kick King Boo's ass, I would choose Waluigi.
Waluigi was like when his character was introduced, I was like, okay, Mario to Wario I get, but Luigi to Waluigi seems like, what are you doing? Why not just like Woo-Igi, which is Woo-Igi. And like the symbol on his hat's like an upside down and backwards L.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. To me, it seems like they really weren't trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one thing I wanted to mention. Let me just see if I can remember what it was. Metal Mario Wii. I can't quite remember. Well, might as well call it at the end then.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I don't know what the featured show of the week is at theradiostation.blog.com is, because it hasn't been posted yet, but check it out. And that's been Geektionary.